Let us see how we can implement a doubly linked list in the same way as it is implemented in STL, particularly the Microsoft Visual Studio implementation. So a list is implemented as a doubly linked list. In a doubly linked list, each node has a pointer to the next node and the previous node. So let's say we have values 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's say we have these 4 values stored in a list, so they will be stored in a doubly linked list. That means each list would have a pointer to the next node and a pointer to the previous node. Now a thing which is different in STL from the normal bookish approach is that STL uses a dummy node as a header node. So it basically uses a dummy header node when it is implementing a doubly linked list. This is one thing. So what does this dummy head contain? It basically contains pointer to the first node. So the next of the dummy head contains pointer to the first value in the list, and its previous basically contains pointer to the last value in the list, right? And similarly, the next of the last node contains address of the dummy head node. So first of all, the dummy head node does not contain any value, so it just contains the garbage value. The next of it contains the node of the address of the first node, and the first node contains address of the second node, and so on. So if we start from the dummy head node, we come to the first node. From first node we go to the second node, third node, fourth node, and then after the fourth node we come back again to the dummy head node. And similarly, if we follow in the backward direction, so if we go to the previous of the dummy head, we reach the last node, and the last node contains the address of the second last node and the node before it and the node before it, and the first node would contain the address of the dummy head node. So it's a doubly linked list with a dummy head node, and in fact it's a doubly circular linked list, right? So it's circular in both directions and it contains a dummy head node. So this is the design of the list in STL. Now if we look at the constructor, so before constructor we need to create a node for it. So let's say we create a structure. So the structure of the node would be something like that. So it contains the value part. Let's say we make the values generic, so we say template type name t and values of type t, and then we need pointers to the next node and the previous node, right? So we would have 2 pointers. So let's say the structure is d node, we would have a next pointer and we would have a previous pointer. Right? So pointers to the next node and the previous node. So if this is the structure, we can implement the class so the private member variables would be just address of the dummy head node and number of values stored in the list. So if we think about why do we need a dummy head node, it basically provides us a lot of advantages. For example, if we do not have the dummy head node, then we need to store the address of the first node and the last node, so we would need 2 pointers. And in addition to that, we will have to check cases whether the list is empty if we are inserting the first node, if we are inserting the node at the start of the list, if we are removing the only node in the list. So we have to make a lot of checks if we do not use the dummy head node. So this dummy head node basically reduces the number of checks that we have to ensure while we are implementing the list, right? And other thing is that as the next contains the address of the first node, at next of dummy head contains the address of the first node, and previous contains the address of the last node, so we do not need to keep two separate pointers that point to the first and the last node, right? So these addresses are contained in the dummy head node. So the constructor would simply be allocating uh, a dummy head node and setting the value of n to 0, and n would be the number of uh, nodes in the list. So what would be the case of an empty list? So in an empty list, the dummy head node, the next of the dummy head node would be pointing to itself, and same is with the previous. So if we look at the dummy head pointer, so it would contain the address of the dummy head node, and the next and previous of the dummy head node would point to itself in case of an empty list. So keeping this thing in mind, we can implement the constructor. So we before constructor, so of course constructor would be public, and before that we need member variables. So the first member variable would be dnode d static h, so we need a pointer of type h, and then to count the number of values that we have in the list, we take a numeric value. So if you look at the STL documentation, this should be size underscore t n, right? So this should be size underscore t instead of integer, but for like basic understanding or just for like trying to understand the list, we can just check with the primitive data types, that is integer. And now coming to the constructor, so we need to set n to 0, so this dot n would be 0, so initially we would have 0 values in the list, and then we have to allocate memory for h, so this dot h would be allocated new memory of type dnode, and we need to set its next and previous to itself, so this dot h dot next would be equal to this dot h dot previous, which would be equal to this dot h, right? So this would be the constructor, and let's implement a few functions. So for example, if we want to implement the push front function, which basically inserts a node at the start of the list, so we can implement it. So its return type would be void push front. It would take a value that we want to insert in the list, const t ampersand v. So let's say this is the value that we want to insert. So whenever we are inserting a node in a doubly linked list, we have to set 4 pointers. So let's say here is the new node that we want to insert, right? So it would come at the front of the list. So let's say this is 8, right? So we need to set the next pointer, the previous pointer, and we also need to set the next pointer of its previous node and the previous pointer of its next node to be next node. So first of all, let's do these things step by step. So we create allocate memory for a node in a temporary pointer. So we take a temporary pointer, and then we allocate memory in it. So memory is allocated and its address is stored in the temporary pointer. And now we need to set the next and the previous pointers and also the value of the new memory. So let's say we want to store the value 8 here, which is passed as a parameter v. So we say temp dot val is equal to v, right? So it stores the value, and then we need to set this next and the previous pointers. So what should be the next of the temporary pointer? So it should point to the next node. So if we are calling the push front function, it should come at the start of the list, right? So the next of it would be the address of the first node. So where do we get the address of the first node? So if we look at this node 1, its address is stored in dummy head.next, right? So how do we get it? h.next, right? So temp dot next would be equal to this dot h dot next, right? So we store the address of next node in this, the next of this new node, and also what should be the previous node of this node? So the previous node should be this dummy head, right? So it is before the first value, and the previous of the first, now this would be the new first value, and the previous of the first value contains the address of the dummy head, right? So we need to set this address. So it would be temp dot previous, we are setting this to dummy head. So temp dot previous is equal to this dot h, right? So now once we have set these two pointers, now we need to set the next two pointers. And what are these two pointers? So the node which is next to this node, its previous should point to this node. So the previous of the node 1 in this case now should point to this node. So how can we get to this node 1? So we have two options. Temp.next contains the address of this node, and h.next also contains the address of this node. So we can use any of these pointers. So we can say that temp.next, so this is the node containing value 1 dot previous, now we are linking it to the new node, should be equal to temp, right? Or we can say that h dot next, so h dot next still contains the address of the first node, so you can see that this h dot next contains the address of the first node, and its previous now should point to temp, right? So we have set this pointer. So now 1 dot previous is no more pointing to the dummy head, rather it is now pointing to the temporary node. And also we need to set the one last pointer, which is the next of the previous node. Now the previous node of 8 would be dummy head, and its next would be 8. So we just write dummy head dot next is equal to temp. We can also say that temp dot previous, which would point to dummy head dot next, is equal to temp. So we can use either of these approaches. Now we say that this pointer should, now the next of dummy head should point to this new memory. So we say that dummy head dot next, it should point to the temporary pointer. So this is it. So this is how the push front function should work. So now the next of dummy head points to this new node, and the next of new node points to 1, and previous of 1 points to this new node, and previous of new node points to the dummy head. So this is how it should work, and we also increment the n variables so that we know that we have one more value to the list.